What's up, fam? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in to the Growth Network, where we grassrooting our wealth, tradition, and heritage. Like always, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment. And when you do subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time that I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Today, I want to bring a story out of Chicago. And unfortunately, this could probably be one of thousands that I could just go online and Google and just bring up, because it's a tragedy that happens far too often. Sounds like, and it's not really being, brought to the forefront like it should be. But anyway, reason why I chose this story because it was actually brought to my attention while watching, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop, Brother Alonzo. And he does a little podcast or a YouTube show with a guy named it's Dusty. I can't remember his full name, but they did a video, and it's about a 15-year-old boy who got shot 24 times in Chicago leaving a convenience store. And the big thing is, why is this not being like national headlines now? It's on many different news outlets, on online or what have you, but it's not like an uproar like it would be if it was, if it was a cop that may have shot a brother, or vigilante white people out there, shooting black folks while they jogging through the neighborhood, or shooting at FedEx drivers delivering packages, or if a young sister gets arrested in one county and the police bring her to another county, and by the time she get into the jail and somehow she ends up dead. Those stories, they should be. Those stories are brought to the forefront. But stuff like this needs to be put out there too. But anyway, let me read a couple of articles, and then we're gonna break it down. So it says here, and this is off of getting this from Fox 32 Chicago, and it reads: sincere cold murder. 15-year-old Chicago boy dies after being shot 24 times. Now we might sit here and think that 24 times is overkill, which it is. But then you gotta think about this. A lot of times I'm thinking these guns are probably modified. These cats are finding these extended clips. They can hold whatever 30 bullets or what have you, and then you can modify these guns to where they shoot automatically. So really, all you gotta do is just hold the gun down. Hold the trigger down, and the 24 shots will just come out of there in a matter of seconds. So I don't think it's like he just sitting there and just shooting 24 times with a regular handgun, because regular handgun only hold like what, 9? It depends on what kind you get, like 9 or 10 maybe bullets. So anyway, it says Cole was last seen leaving a Shell gas station at the 67. Now this story came out February 13th. So this story is a little less than a month old, or 3 weeks old. And like I said, there's no outcry with Black Lives Matter, or no Al Sharpton, what's his name, Lee Merritt. Nobody's here telling this story, hollering off the rooftops, protesting, marching, or doing nothing on this story here. But problem is too, like I say, it happens all too often, which is a tragedy. Cole was last seen leaving the Shell gas station at 67th and Western in Chicago Lawn just before 7 p.m. on Saturday. Quote, I looked at him, felt his neck to see if he was breathing, said gas station employee Ralph Kendall. Looked into my face and took his last breath. Cole's aunt, Brandy Martin, was his legal guardian. She said she doesn't know why anyone would target him. We spent so much time, 2021, 2022, trying to save ourselves from germs, and we can't save ourselves from each other. Martin said, that's a good point. I like that. I like that statement. It's been a time of great loss in her life. Her mother, Apostle Georgetta Martin, died from cancer last year. Her daughter, Akila, was murdered in 2019. That same year, her sister, Sincere's mother, was killed by a CTA train as she tried to grab her phone off the tracks. Let's see, listening to all these tragedies, this is a good example of why we have to learn how to control what we do. We can't harp over things that we can't control. But anything that we can't control, like our lifestyles, the people we hang around, our diet, exercise, education, our kids, stuff that we can't control, that's the stuff we need to work hard at doing, because accidents happen. Like say the sister, Sincere's mom was hit by a train. You know what I'm saying? Who would have thunk it? You know what I'm saying? But then, like I said, the mother died of cancer. You see stuff like that. Another daughter died of murder. It's so much going on in the world that, like I said, whatever we can control, we should do more at trying to do that. The family is seeking donations from the community to help with funeral arrangements. Sincere loved music and wanted to be an entrepreneur. Supporters can contact Brandy Martin via social media for more information. Now, reading this, and I like to go into details about any story. You say he liked music and he wanted to be an entrepreneur. I'm wondering if this young man was one of those quote unquote drill rappers. They try to know, the family always going to say that, the kid was a great kid, he was outgoing, wasn't in the gang, wasn't part of that lifestyle. You never know what kids do. Unfortunately, parents, legal guardians, you don't know what your child is doing 100% of the time. If you ask my mom if she knew everything I was doing growing up in high school, some of the stuff I did in high school or right after high school or whatever, she would say, she might think, yeah, I know that, she may think she did. But then I could come up with some stuff that would probably, I wouldn't say blow her mind, but it was shocking. So it's like, no, you don't know unless you sit here watching your kid, you homeschooling your kid, don't leave the house everywhere your child go, you don't know what your kid is doing all the time. So if he's an entrepreneur trying, thinking about music, I guarantee it was not classical Mozart type music. I bet a lot of money that he wasn't trying to make music like Maxwell or John Legend or whoever else, or Common, or whoever else is outside of Chicago, who came out of Chicago. Well, Maxwell came from New York, never mind. But you get what I'm saying. He's 15. He's into rap music. I'm quite sure he's out there rapping it. I'm quite sure either if he's not in the gang, he's hanging around a bunch of kids that are like, that are, say, unsavory individuals, But that brings me to this second little article I'm gonna read real quick, and it's from FoxNews.com. I know Fox News, we all know, racist, just like all the rest of them. But you gotta get your news from everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a Guardian of Chicago teen shot 24 times says Mayor Lori Lightfoot must go. We need someone who cares. And that's true. Because what these youngsters gotta understand is that just because you're out here rapping, brandishing guns, killing other little babies, because at 15, 16 years old, 20, 21, you're still a baby. No matter what you think. In this world, in the grand scheme of things, you're still babies, man. Yeah, you don't know, you ain't learned nothing, but when you out here robbing, stealing, killing, your own kind, you think that everybody fears you. Everybody's afraid of you. You may have, and the truth of the matter is, most people aren't. Some people are. You might got people who are not, but you got people who are not. Most people are non-violent, but a lot of people will defend and protect themselves. So yeah, you got people that may be afraid of what you may try to do, and they have to retaliate. A lot of times it ain't that people are afraid of death, it's that they're afraid of killing. they're afraid of the consequences. A lot of people ain't afraid of fighting. They're afraid of the consequences, what may come after that. You know, some people got enough sense to be like, let's work this out. You know, let's try to talk it out, work it out like mature individuals so everybody can live and let live. But when you're young like this and you live a certain lifestyle, you're around a certain group of people, logic hasn't kicked in yet. You can't comprehend the consequences of your actions. But like I said, just because you're just a known killer on the street, the powers that be, they're not afraid of you. They just don't care. They just don't care. Anybody that sits there and allow you to kill each other, especially the ones in power, they don't care, because really, regardless of what it is, man, ain't no money in kids killing kids, black kids killing kids. Just ain't no money in it. Ain't no money in protesting, ain't no money in at all. I mean, you can send the police down there and, they arrest as many kids as they can and put them all in juvenile halls or prisons and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, ain't no money in black on black crime like it is with cops on black crime. You get a police, kill a brother, kill a sister, oh, it's millions. Ask Black Lives Matter. Ask them, the 90 million, the 200 million, whatever they done raised in the last couple of years. And can't nobody find the money, and don't nobody know who's dealing with the money and who's controlling the money, and people buying these, these $1 million properties and, buying these art museums and stuff in Canada and all that kind of stuff. Ain't no money in little kids killing kids. That's why I don't care. Because truth of the matter is, you think about this. Let's look at it right now. Like Ukraine, like Russia is, invading Ukraine now. America talking about sending troops over there to, to stop Russia's invasion. These people the powers that be, the powers that people that really control Chicago and any other city out here that has a high crime rate, whether it be murder or drugs or what have you, or robbery, the people that are in control, man, these people go to war with superpowers, with other countries who have real armies, who have weapons that will pretty much wipe out your city block at the blink of an eye. They don't have to send troops down there. Like I said, they just shoot missiles or get planes, to shoot you down, or rockets. Get a tank down there, like I say, level a whole city. It ain't like, it ain't like it can't happen. It ain't like it ain't never happened. Look at, go back to Black Wall Street in Tulsa. Over 100 years ago that happened. So you thinking that, like I say, these power to be, let's just say, you thinking that these white folks are actually scared of you, you little youngsters, man, whatever. And everybody talking about, getting weapons and stuff. And I mean, you can fight. Ain't nothing wrong with fighting against, whatever you need to fight against. But in the grand scheme of things, the people that are in control, like I said, they can wipe you. If they want you out of here, they will have you out of here. But like I said, there's no money in this. So they just don't care. They got other stuff they can deal with. Or just like these cats, I think they drug dealers, big time drug dealers, riding around here, your nice cars, your jewelry, like I say, rapping, holding your money up to the phone. Man, like I said, the people that are in control or that are in power, these people deal with folks like in Mexico and South America that like control the drug empires across the world. That you go down there and they got bodies buried at the border, thousands of bodies buried at the border. They'll have people's heads sitting on fence posts up and down the roads and stuff. Police, wiping out the Mexican police and stuff. That ain't gonna happen here. They even tried that here. I mean, yeah, y'all can shoot like maybe 1 or 2 cops and everybody like, oh man, these people shooting cops, they don't care. Yeah, I know. Don't get too big-headed on committing crimes in a country that is, created and based off of crimes against humanity. It's just, you gotta have a different level way of thinking. So in this article here, let me go back to this article. It said a family is demanding answers after the Chicago teen, 15-year-old Sincere Cole was shot 24 times at a gas station near his home. His aunt and legal guardian, Brandon Martin, joined Fox and Friends First to discuss her nephew's killing, questioning how officials can be so stringent on the COVID-related guidelines as the crime surge continues in various cities. Quote, how is it that we can put so many guidelines on protecting each other from germs and it's been around forever, and we can't put a stop to gun violence and protect each other from ourselves? Like the first article, that's a great question. That's a great question. But your president probably ain't got no answer. Like I say, it's amazing like right now how they are, just say lifting some of these mandates right when the Ukraine invasion started, because so many Ukrainians are supposed to be probably coming over here. And what city they probably going to? New York. And that's one of the cities that had the most stringent protocols. And now they're about to lift them, because they're about to let these immigrants in and giving them millions of dollars to just come over here and just chill out. While, like I say, in our neighborhoods, we can't get money for proper education. Like all these millions of dollars you spend, and think about this, man. Like all these millions of dollars is being spent to help aid and fund these other countries and these foreigners and stuff. You can put that same money into schooling, and you start with the babies, so they can have that foundation, because that's the key to it. The majority of your problems when it comes to stuff, especially stuff like this, is that the children have no foundation. I know a lot of people, like I say, love them when tragedy strikes. They talk about God and Jesus and going to heaven and all this kind of stuff. Okay, well, you know about the Most High, and you know about the Messiah. And you know about the scriptures. Well, for anything to stand strong and forever and in righteousness, you got to have a strong foundation. And a lot of these kids don't have that foundation. They build on sand and not built on rock. And it's bound to fall, no matter what you do. No matter what you try to put around it, it's bound to fall. And that's what the problem is. There's no foundation. There's no family structure, no tight family structure. There's no education, no great education. You can get them in private school, but who's gonna pay for private schools? Who got the money for private schools? They don't. So like I say, the government should get that money and put it. You don't want to pay black folks reparations, okay? Well, you owe something. So the least you can do is, give money to where they can learn trades like AI, artificial intelligence, IT, computer stuff, because that's where everything is going. Put money in, teaching people how to invest, all kind of stuff. Teach them how to put money into, programs, and teach them how to, build, grow crops, engineer. You can use that money to educate the unfortunate, the less fortunate, I'm sorry. So they can have a fighting chance growing up. But when all you do is put the money in the police, and the police ain't nothing, most of them ain't nothing, it's just corrupt from the core. You just spinning your wheels, but we ain't got to tell you that. Hell, they know this stuff. Anyway, Martin said the city desperately needs to replace Mayor Lori Lightfoot, arguing many people in her community have lost hope because they have been let down so much by the system. Here in Chicago, first off, we need to change by getting a new mayor. I agree, because I saw Lori Lightfoot get in and ain't heard nothing since. And it's a lot of people that believe that. We need someone who cares about our city. We need city officials who care and not just receiving funds for our area. And like I was saying, there's no money in black on black killings. So this is like the police doing it, no one cares. She says, I live in what you would call a poverty-stricken area, and most of the time those areas are forgotten about. Martin says she still has not received any information on her nephew's murder and has not heard from detectives involved in his case. I'm quite sure they know who did it, because if I ain't mistaken, Chicago is one of those cities that got like cameras like everywhere. and like almost damn near on every street corner. And I know there was one story I saw where this boy was on a virtual court case on a weapons charge. He's like 15 or 16. Got out of trial, got a court. So he showed up to the virtual court case with no shirt on. So he's supposed to come, just told him to come back the next day or whatever, next, court case with dressed appropriately. But again, he's talking about a kid who think he just, God right now. So got the court case call the Uber. Like he has an electronic monitoring device, so he ain't supposed to leave the house. Calls the Uber. Uber drives a few blocks. He pulls the gun out of the Uber driver, told him to get out, leave his cell phone. Drives the car around, saw another 15, 16-year-old boy, whipped around, jumped out, shot the boy in the head, and when the boy hit the ground, shot him 9 more times, all in broad daylight. Like I said, the foundation that these kids have is not solid, man. It's not built on righteousness. There's something going on that is getting to the core of these children to where these kids have no chance because they don't know what's out there. They have no chance of survival, no chance. I mean, they just don't, because all they see, and people get mad, you got politicians who want to ban like drill rap. And you got a lot of people protesting, and got a lot of people that's flaky on this. Like, well, you got freedom of speech and you should be able to express. Man, that's bullshit. Look, shout out to Mr. Brother Elder Neely Fuller. The man has a book, and there's a lot of videos out where he talks about, I got his book. There's a lot of videos out where he talks about that everything black people need to be doing needs to be constructive. Now, if it ain't constructive, you should not be taking a part of it. That's included in all aspects of life. And I don't remember what they are. It's like 9 levels, like sex, entertainment, law, what is it? Working, war. And it's a few other ones. But in all aspects, black folks, we need to be doing nothing but constructive things. Stuff that's building, stuff that's educating your community. That's it. So unfortunately, we know you got the right in this country to say what you want and to rap what you want and sing what you want. But we're at the point now to where if it isn't constructive and it's not building our community, we need to ban it. We need to wipe it out. So that goes for the drill rap. That goes for any kind of rap that's talking about killing each other, doing drugs, the whole cliche, over-sexualizing our women. I mean, period. We just need to, because it's one thing to where if you got people like, let's say like myself or whoever, that's, who grew up on a solid foundation for the most part, so you can listen to certain stuff, you can watch certain things, and it doesn't really affect you as much. But that sounds hypocritical, so I can understand, hey, if you want to knock it, but let's say, I listen to rap music, old school, not really the new stuff. But if you want to take it off the radios and the airwaves and ban it because it's destructive to our people, I'm all for it. I got no problem with it. Because I like waking up every day in my house, in my neighborhood, looking in my backyard. I can go out there and, practice shooting, my compound bow. I can go hit the lake, go fishing whenever I get ready. Drive through town quietly, and have a peace. Go to the park, go to the lake, stuff like that. I enjoy having peace. I live long enough to where I feel I deserve it. I don't want to have to wake up and think worry about somebody stole my car, somebody trying to carjack me, stealing catalytic converters, doing crimes, committing a crime against me or my family or people I love. All because they don't know no better, or they feel they got no other choice. You feel what I'm saying? So, let's say back to the article. Once you lose a child, you now have to become a detective, a judge, the private eye and everything like that, including a spokesperson. The dead can't speak for themselves, so they stand up and do something. And she's right. Like I said, Chicago's supposed to be one of those cities that got cameras everywhere. So, I mean, you put money into the system, into the police, that's one of the places you can put the money into, cameras. So that way, anytime somebody commit a crime, the police don't stop crimes, they're supposed to solve crimes. So, and since you got people who on this, saying don't snitch narrative been on there for the last 20, 30 years, okay, we'll just put some cameras up and we'll just watch everybody. So if the crime is committed, we can just see it. And then people might say, oh man, it's violating the civil rights, saying he's spying on us. My thing is, don't give them a reason. Whether you think what they're doing is right or wrong, what you think is the government is doing right or wrong, whether they, like I say, put the cameras on every corner, want to make sure you got, fingerprints when you walk, wherever you go to, like banks or make transactions, put all your money on a card, can't have no cash. If you think all this stuff is violating your civil rights or your human rights, the key is don't give them reason to do it. It's one thing if they say, well, we're going to put cameras on every corner in Chicago because there's crimes being committed. People are killing each other every day. You can be like, oh man, that's not right. They watching a Big Brother. Okay. Well, from what they're saying, it's because it's murders. So if you stop the murders, they got no reason to put the cameras up, right? Right. So it's like I said, they're gonna do what they want to do, but my thing has always been don't give them a reason. Never give a person a reason to do something against you. Chicago endured 800 murders last year. Man, that's 800 too many. A significant spike since the year before, and officers were able to solve around half as the city continues to grapple with a dangerous cop shortage. Criminal sexual assaults, thefts, and motor vehicle thefts increased in 2021 compared to the year prior. So, like I said, the point, getting back to the main point of this story, like I say, this is something that's happened way too often, far too often from what I'm seeing. I mean, 800 murders in 1 year, and probably the majority of them are kids shooting kids. Kids are not even growing up. When you grow up and you say, man, I was just happy to live to see 24, that's one thing because you might be living a certain life. But this is like, kids are pretty much saying, I know I'm not going to live to see 24 or live to see 21 because everybody I know is getting killed. It's not a thought. It's just and it's, like I say, it's sad. It's very disheartening that our youth don't really have a chance. But something's got to change. Something's got to give because this here seems like it's not going to get better anytime soon. But that's all I got for this. I mean, let me know what you think. Let me know how you feel. If there's ever was a video that I did that when I say share, this would be one of the main ones that I would, implore you to do so because everyone needs to hear about this again. Where are the Black Lives Matter people? Black lives don't matter when Black lives are killing Black lives. That's the most asinine, backwards thing I could ever hear that you could ever tell me. Cause I want my people. Cause if anything, you would think everybody else would too, but I want my people to love my people. To look out for each other and not want to see harm done to each other because we know that the rest of the world seems to want to do harm to us, want to make us lower class citizens than what we are already, or what they deem that we are. When, like I say, the government can set aside money to help and assist in real time other like nationalities and other focus groups, like you say, your LGBT, like I say, your Ukrainians, they got that money. The Afghans that they talking about bringing over here, even the people south of the border, when they came over here and people are being separated, kids have been separated from their parents or what have you, and they're offering to give them money, but yet Asian Americans getting money and laws passed due to a spike in hate crimes. But yet, the statistics show that Aboriginal Black Americans have more hate crimes committed against them than any other groups combined by multiplicity. Multiplicity, just make that, I ain't make that up, I'm trying to use big words here. But they have no problem with money. Already, it's like it's funny, like this whole Russia-Ukraine situation. It's when you think about reparations, and some people might be like on shaky ground about it. When you see something like this, man, like this situation, and they say America has like, what is it, $900 million? Is $900 million, I think? They say they have it ready to help the Ukrainians in this situation. This invasion just started a few days ago. And so all of a sudden, you got the money already ready to give to these people, to help these people out. And not even one bullet had been fired yet. But there was no study being done about whether they should do it or not. No study that lasted years. Just like the, HR 40 or whatever it is in California, where they can study reparations. That was talked about 2-3 years ago. And they still studying, debating, studying on if they're going to study about reparations. It's like, why is it taking so long for that, but not that long for this? Because really, if you don't want to give reparations, you ain't got to study. All you got to do is just come out and say, we're not going to give it to y'all. Just say it and go on about your business. But they're not, because they're so used to dangling that carrot in front of Aboriginal Black Americans. And we've been just happy, following along, hoping that we can catch it. But times are changing now. People are waking up. People are starting to actually see what this society really thinks of us. And now it's time. People are waking up and making changes. People are educating themselves. And that's always the key, the beginning. You always have to educate yourselves on anything. Learn the truth, learn everything you need to learn so that you can make changes. Then you can focus and get your life right and make changes so we can do better for ourselves, because as we see, like I said, the government, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. And here's another thing that's funny. Now, this whole Ukraine situation too, and I end it like on this. You got all these people who are boycotting Russia. You got the leader of Russia, Putin, started this war, right? Got his troops going out there killing folks, supposedly. So you got people in this country, Aboriginal Black Americans, or just maybe just Black Americans in general, boycotting like Russian, like vodka, saying they're not gonna drink vodka no more. Or you got these other countries saying, we're not gonna play against Russia in any kind of sporting events, stuff like that. You actually boycotting this country. You boycotting Russia because they're doing something to other Europeans. But I don't see nobody boycotting Chicago Bull games, Chicago, what was it, Blackhawk games, Chicago Bears games. I don't see you boycotting. We're talking about boycotting the Lollapalooza festival. I don't see nobody talking about, we're just not gonna serve Chicago or eat Chicago deep dish style pizza no more. And I just love me some Chicago deep dish pizza. My God, we got a Geno's East out here, man. Anyway, I love going there. You don't see them boycott Chicago style hot dogs. Nobody's boycotting anything about Chicago until they figure out how to fix this situation where these kids, again, they're children. People used to be in uproar when something bad happened to kids, but now they don't even care. Now I don't even care. Like I said, you're not boycotting anything in Chicago to make sure this is right, but you're gonna boycott Russia and they're not even doing nothing to you. Man, you need to you gotta get your stuff straight. But anyway, let me get out of here. That's all I got. Tell me what you think. Leave your comments below in the comment box. Hey, if you want to support the channel, we take donations and love offerings for sure. But if you need something tangible in return for this information, you know what I'm saying, click the link in the description box, go to our website, purchase some merchandise. That way you can get something tangible, you know what I'm saying, in exchange for these videos. Or if you want to start your own YouTube channel, hit that TubeBuddy link, sign up. It's a great way to start the YouTube channel. You give you like all the ins and outs of how to start, how to find the hot topics, the best way to like post, when to post, how to post, how to make your videos, pop. Great way, like I said, great way to get started on that. With that being said, I'm out of here. I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.